Welcome back, guys. My name is Wenster. This is The Average Fighter, and before we get into this, I want to give a big shout out to you guys. You guys have been killing it in the subscriptions. Keep it up. Let's keep it going. We're almost at the 100 sub goal. You guys are killing it. Thank you. I love reading your guys' comments. I think it's super interesting to me reading other people's point of views and not even just, oh my god, you're wrong. No, it's more so I just like reading it because I think that just really interests me. But thank you so much, guys. Let's keep it going. Let's work together. And with that being said and that out of the way, let's get to it. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and begin with today's news and information for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, we did get an article done with Complete Otaku and developers over at Capcom. And they were talking about the whole circuit tournament series for Marvel Infinite and discussing Capcom Pro Tour. This tournament has been an established, prestigious tournament from Capcom, highlighting their games and bringing it to the masses, if you will. And I think every time that they have Capcom Cup, it's always a great showing. Last year, Mena RD did end up winning it, and it was so hyped to see all of the community come together to watch Street Fighter V, and it was a great presentation. The stage looked phenomenal, and every time this Capcom Pro Tour gets better, it looks better, it's handled better. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, on the other hand, will not be making an appearance on Capcom Pro Tour. Marvel vs. Capcom series has been on the Capcom Cup before, but back when Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they did have a tournament where the community voted in the players so they could fly them in. They have a tournament, and I remember watching that tournament. It was so lit. It's when Yipes beat Nemo, and it was such a great turnout. Some matches were, you know, whatever, but nevertheless, an overall presentation was great. I wish I could have gone. I definitely would have enjoyed myself, but unfortunately I didn't. I wasn't in the right place financially, but nevertheless, Marvel vs. Capcom has made an appearance there. Now, as far as it ever showing up again, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 never actually showed up again. As for being reasons why, I do not know. A lot of the community likes to speculate that it was the fact that Disney ended up buying Marvel and they weren't ready to show that, considering how big and how dominant of a figure Disney is and currently is right now. So with that being said, Marvel vs. Capcom never saw the second round at Capcom Pro Tour. Now, if you fast forward till now, we have a new game. It's been out, everyone's hype about it, and the game isn't getting love. It is getting yet another deadly blow to it. The game is not going to be at Capcom Cup this year. A lot of people understood the reason why it wasn't in last year, considering that the game was released September, and there would be no point. No one knew how to play the game. Everyone just got their hands on it and is understanding neutral. It isn't going to be great on a spectator standpoint. It isn't going to be great on a player standpoint, because there's just not enough time with the game, and that's definitely reasonable. But now, considering that Complete Otaku did do an interview with Capcom directors, developers, and they're asking them their future with Capcom Pro Tour and Marvel vs. Capcom specifically. Capcom did come back with that interview and let them know that currently Capcom Cup is going to be focusing on Street Fighter V. And as far as it's involving Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they had nothing to discuss. And that's coming from a chief higher up, someone who actually controls the esports development part of Capcom. And this is directly from this individual. I am gonna leave the link in the description below, guys, so you can check it out, read it for yourself. It's not too long of an interview. As far as getting this information from a higher up that Capcom will not be discussing the tour life and how Marvel vs. Capcom is not gonna be involved, I think it's such a deadly blow to the game. With that being said, Street Fighter V will be the main focus, considering how great the game is doing, and it just got its arcade release, and a lot of people are hype about it. But as far as Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the game is fairly new. As for the reasons, it's more than likely Disney's doing, considering that Capcom has put a lot of effort into it and wants the game to be there, but unfortunately with working with Disney is just something that isn't going to be possible. So it looks like Capcom has set their eyes on the prize when it comes to a game they want to be showcasing. We all know that's going to be Street Fighter V. Now, this is really going to hurt the game, I feel like. There's just so much going on with it currently. There's too much coming too fast and too bad of news for Marvel vs. Capcom. And this game is just not catching a break, guys. As far as the future for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the game just isn't catching a break. It just got released. It's got nothing but bad press. But you know what they say, there's no such thing as bad press. But in this case, there is such a thing. This game is getting nothing but backlash and retaliation from the community, from the developer. It's just so much going on and so much that Capcom isn't doing. Not doing something is by far the worst thing that you could do with a game that just got released, that has been in anticipation for quite some time and speculation. Capcom is not handling it well, if you ask me. I would like to see them try to and attempt to make some sort of deal. Not that they're not trying to already, but make a public statement showing that, hey, Capcom, we are trying to do this. We are trying to make this thing a reality. But you know, we have different situations and different complications when it comes to the company. And I think that's a smart way to do it. That's a smart way to get the people back on Capcom's side. I think it's Disney showing that, hey, you know, like, we run the show, we do this with our characters, and we don't want them in there. Even the fact that we got the game is pretty surprising. But nevertheless, I think this is just a really, really bad blow. And it's something that's going to be hard to come back from. Now, if they manage to get it at least 1 year, I think that would be good and it would really help it out. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. I definitely want to know what you guys think on the matter when it comes to Marvel vs. Capcom. If it's going to have its own tournament series, if it isn't, will it be at Capcom ever or will it not? Is the game dead? Let me know in the comments below, guys. I love reading those. Now, as far as support from you guys, I mean, you guys definitely are the main thing here. The consumer, us as a whole, need to make our voices heard. If you don't like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that's fine. If you do, that's even better. If you like it, support it. Go out to your tournament. Show that we want this game. This is the only way that we're going to keep it alive. I personally want to. I'm planning on a couple trips myself. If you guys want to meet me, let me know. I'll be at those tournaments. I'll let you know when I'm gonna go. But nevertheless, guys, make your voices heard. Show that you want this game, that you want to support it, even though it does have flaws. But I think this game has a lot of potential to be great. If it just gets, you know, certain characters, it gets a facelift, if you will, this game would do great. But this game needs to have certain things, and those things aren't being met right now. But in order to get that working and to get that started is by voicing your guys' opinions. Let Capcom, let Disney, let them know by going to these tournaments and supporting them. That's the best thing that you could do for the game right now in its current state. In reality, this is my personal opinion. If we don't get something started soon, the game is not going to have any support, and you're just going to have what we have right now. And an incomplete, unfinished product like Street Fighter V. Now, it would be crazy that Disney comes around and just like, hey guys, surprise, we got a tournament series. It's called Disney Cup. That would be so crazy. But nevertheless, guys, make your voices heard. Show that you want to support. Again, guys, I'm going to leave the description in below so you guys can read the article. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep the support, guys. Let's hit that goal together. It's all thanks to you guys, man. Every single ounce of this is for you guys. And with that being said, my name is Wenster. This is The Average Fighter, and I will check you guys out later.